this soft on crime government over the last 8.5 years has done nothing but telegraph a message to criminals and would-be criminals that crime pays in this country, that bail provisions allow repeat offenders to continually receive bail on very generous conditions, providing no measure of community safety. And in the relation to this area, car thefts, it allows, quite essentially, criminals to continue this trade almost unabated. The problem we have here is that this is not a recent phenomenon. This has certainly been the cause of Justin Trudeau's failed leadership over the last 8 years, which has seen a marked increase of criminal activity across the board in this country. But in relation to property offenses and car thefts, we have seen a pronounced increase, almost 3 times, 300% in Toronto alone. Criminals are getting wise to the fact that luxury vehicles have a significant market abroad. They aren't stealing this for their own purposes. They're not stealing this so they can enjoy the benefits of a luxury vehicle. They're stealing this because they're part of an organized crime entity that operates, numerous criminal organization entities that operate from coast to coast in this country and have found a niche market of having these individuals, some as young as 12, 13 years of age. Anecdotally, I prosecuted those young offenders who were stealing cars, primarily at that time to strip vehicles of the wheels and other apparatus. They called it chinging, C-H-I-N-G-I-N-G. And they received a handsome amount of money for that. Long gone are the days where shoplifting at grocery stores and convenience stores actually paid off. They've realized that cars in particular carry a significant value abroad. And what's happening, and we're reading these stories literally ripped from the headlines every single day across this nation, is that because of our porous ports in this country, given that this Liberal government has not seen fit to equip CBSA officials with the appropriate powers and resources to check containers that are often placed on rail cars or placed on ships eventually and leaving our country for international domains. These are where the cars are going. And there is a market in the Middle East, there's a market in Africa, there's a market in South Asia for these vehicles. So this is a very lucrative operation for these criminals. This federal government has been derelict in its responsibility to deal effectively with criminal laws surrounding this area. Police services across this country are under-resourced or understaffed, are dealing with serious violent criminals, and when they have the time, are investigating car thefts. And unfortunately and anecdotally, I can speak to this, in my own riding at Brantford-Brant, we simply don't have the resources to put into car thefts. And it's a shame, because victims come in many forms in this country. And generally we think of victims in the physical sense, that some physical violence has been bestowed on them. But people who are subjected to car thefts are indeed victims. This is a pressing and urging matter that public safety has a mandate to review thoroughly. Canadians in particular can't wait for this miraculous summit to produce results. The Liberal government is great at convening, great at having meetings, great at announcements, but terrible at follow-through. So this is the follow-through that needs to take place. And we need to have this motion pass, and we need to set aside the appropriate days to hear from the appropriate witnesses. Thank you, Chair.